Alright guys, looks like we're getting ready to go. Gonna start with everyone's favorite chapter, Pro. Both players so far are making really good headway. Both players jumping right out of the gun to begin with the Forsaken City. Just a little bit behind each other. Felix taking a little bit of a lead, doing some somewhat riskier strats, but Hawk is literally just right behind him, which is usually how it goes in the first few stages of Celeste. And just like that, they're both neck and neck again. Gotta love Celeste. Both of these gentlemen making really good time so far through Forsaken City. And as you can see, if you're watching both players, they're doing just bare minimal differences. Oh, Felix took a death there, trying to do a wave dash to go up and around. See if he's going to go for this one. He did. He got this one. Good job. HawkSam took a little bit of lead with that death. Let's see. Nice recovery by Felix, though. HawkSam did another wave dash to get just a little bit farther ahead. Coming up to the last screen here. Felix also did the wave dash strat to go over that. Looking like a sub, though. Both players still made really good time. One sub 120 and then one sub 125, chapter 1. Both really, really good times. Both players are now jumping into Old Site with only about a 2-second difference between them. Now, there's a lot of riskier strats you can do in just about anyone. HawkSam went for one of them that's a little bit safer. Is he going to go for this one? He did. Very nice. Is Felix going to go for it? Ooh. Hawk's going to get ahead just a little bit. The intended way is to go up and around, kind of like Felix just did right there. But Hawk was able to recover for it and pull just a little bit further ahead. Hawk is now in the battle line section. When you're inside the battle line section of this chapter, battle line chases you with about a 3-second delay, and she actually just basically copies, not basically, she copies your entire movement that you did previously. So it's an exact mirror copy with a 3-second delay. Felix is now also approaching the battle line section at a minute, not a very bad time, but Hawk has a little bit of an advantage on him so far. The aspect that I forgot to recover is when you got to the mirror section, it enables dream blocks. Dream blocks are in Old Site as well as in Summit.
Daddy.
Dream blocks, you'll get your dash back when you dash through them, and it'll propel you through. You can jump as soon as you get out of a dream block, and if you're a crazier runner, you can also do a hyper dash out of a dream block. But it's not really helpful at this part. So the key thing with Old Site is that basic battle and chases. After battle and back through the, except you're actually awake. So HawkSam is on the second part, getting ready to finish the level, but Felix is making really good time catching up with the battle and section. He's actually just finishing it, so he's going to be entering the awake part as soon as Hawk is going to be finishing. Really good time. 4:20 for Hawk, finished in Chapter 2. HawkSam is now entering Celestial Resort. Celestial Resort is the very first level on the game where instead of enemies or death obstacles being stationary and all up to you, other than battling, of course, they're going to be moving. This is definitely one of the trickier parts of the game, especially when you start it new and casually. Let's see how he chooses to approach that room. So he took it a little bit safer and just a little bit slower. But the key is, even if you're a little bit slower, if you don't die, you're going to save time. No swagberry from HawkSam, though. Felix is now entering Celestial Resort, plowing right through the beginning to catch right back up. Ooh, very nice from Hawk right there. The little gimmick with Resort is that you basically have to help Oshiro throughout it. He wants you to stay there. Madeline doesn't want to. And throughout the entirety of it, you're going to end up going towards the presidential suite, which you'll see coming up here in just a little bit. You're going to be coming up to the next section, which I'll explain when Hawk gets there. Felix is making a really good time catching up, though. 40 seconds. Hawk did a wave dash right there to save just a little bit of time and not climbing up that wall. So Hawk is actually approaching the section I was just talking about called Big Mess. Big Mess involves you hitting 3 switches, and each switch actually gets rid of a certain part of the debris. You have to talk to Oshiro first, which Hawk is getting ready to do, and then you have a choice. You can go down, up, or right. The fastest way is down, up, and then right, which is what Hawk's doing right here. You start with down, and then it's going to spawn you right next to Oshiro. You can do it in any order that you choose, but by doing down, right, top, you're always going to start closer to Oshiro. If you do it in a different order, the objects in here will actually disappear in different order. Hawk is going for a real cool trick. Oop, there we go, he got it second time. It's a spike jump. Spike's collision boxes are actually only really viable when you're going into them. If you're going away, you can actually jump on the edge behind the spike if there's a spike against a wall. And what it allows you to do is you can actually jump off them like Hawk did. It's a really neat trick. Felix is getting ready to come up onto the Big Mess section himself. Hawk is soaring right through section 2. See if Felix goes for the spike jump. He did. Very good job. Second time as well. Hawk is approaching the 3rd section. And like I mentioned earlier, doing top, bottom, and then right, you just appear next to Oshiro quicker. Let's see if Hawk goes for this really tricky strategy. Nope, he took it a little bit slower. Felix making very good time on section 2 as well, but Hawk is coming up to the end of section 3 where he has to get the key now to unlock the next door to advance Oshiro. So now we basically help Oshiro clean up the hotel. Or sorry, Celestial Resort. And he's now entering elevator shaft. Very good strat from Hawk right there. And this next section coming up right up here is pretty much the same thing. We have to take an alternate route. Oshiro ends up basically blocking, I guess the best way to put it, the way that we go directly to him in the presidential suite. And by taking the alternate route around it, we evade, as you can see, all the red stuff right there. See if Hawk does these 4 hypers real quick. See if he can get the key. 1, 2, 3. Oh! On the 4th one. Still really good though. Let's see if he gets it this time. A little bit of a delay, but he got it. It's a really nice strat to show off. Felix is making good time as well. He's coming up to elevator shaft now. Nice save from Felix there. Really nice save. Hawk is approaching the presidential suite. In presidential suite, you notice that the mirror broke right there because we skip cutscenes because speedrunning. Gotta go quick. Madeline basically comes out, gets into an argument with Madeline, and angers Oshiro, which is why Oshiro is now chasing us in the last part. The last part not only has the moving features of the Dust Bunnies, but also has Oshiro chasing you. There's no RNG involved with Oshiro. Oshiro is on a set cycle. So, in theory, if you have perfect time every time, which we're humans, is not going to happen, Oshiro will be in the same place every single time. If you learn to count his time it takes him to jump forward, you can actually use Oshiro to your advantage in many different areas. Ooh. Felix is now getting very close to the Oshiro section as well. One more room. Ooh, Hawk. Hawk is actually on the last room in Celestial Resort, which is by far the longest one. Waiting for Oshiro, taking it safe, but taking the bottom route. Wow. 608 Resort from Hawk. Very good resort time. Felix only has a few more sections to do on the resort chase now himself, making good time as well. HawkSam is going to be approaching Golden Ridge. Golden Ridge is the 4th chapter inside Celeste and interviews everyone's favorite mechanic of wind, as well as bubbles. But I mean, what can you say about bubbles? Bubbles are awesome. So basically, this is one of the shorter chapters. It's a really fun chapter to go quick, but it's also a very frustrating. Ooh, Felix. See if he does it. Nope. Sorry guys. I was trying to show you guys what I mentioned earlier about using Oshiro. It's a very fun chapter to do very quickly, but it can be a very frustrating chapter with the wind, because when the wind is against you, it takes away most of your speed. But when the wind is pushing you forward, it allows you to do very quick dashes and such, and go basically even faster than what Madeline can run and dash. Hawk's still making really good time. Neutral wall jumping up the wall. I'll mention neutral wall jumping up here in just a little bit when we actually get to it. Let's see if he goes for the spike jump. Very good job, Hawk. Felix having a little bit of a rough time with Oshiro. Let's see. Good job finishing up Resort. HawkSam is going for another spike jump right here. Nope, he's going to change it around. If you dash up, you can basically do a wall kick, which right there what he just did, jumping off those blocks, is a wall kick. Because I mentioned earlier the spikes don't actually have a hitbox unless you're going into them. It allows you to basically go around that, and you'll just barely be able to catch the bottom and skip the entire platform. Very nice little skip though. Skip the last little bit of the auto scroller. Felix now entering Golden Ridge as well. And as you can tell from Hawk, the further that he gets into the level and the more that it's pushing against him, it becomes harder to move. Nice. Skipped going up top and skipped the bottom section. Very good. Ooh. Wind mechanic. Everyone's favorite mechanic. Felix making good time. One thing I did forget to mention that I did usually mention in Old Site, the buttons that you'll see them pushing, those buttons allow a object to be moved. Like if you push that one, it's going to move that blue one right there. The blocks that they're on right now are controlled directionally by yours, as you can see what Hawk's doing. And if you watch, he pushes this button, that blue moves. You'll see that several times during the run, and there are a few instances when you can skip. We'll see if either runner is going to go for a door skip, which is the most common one. but we'll won't see door skip for about another 20 minutes at least. Hawk's making very good time coming up here now to the last section of rooms. The wind here gets extremely fierce. As you can see, that's an auto-scroller part that you cannot skip. You have to push the button, which is what most of the button presses are. They have to be done. See if Felix... Nope, Felix did not go for the auto-scroller skip. He rode it all the way around. It's a little bit slower, but it's also a lot safer strat. Ooh. Commentator's curse. Shouldn't have said anything. Hawk is making excellent time, as is Felix. And the entirety of the last part of Golden Ridge, the wind is pushing against you except for the last screen. It's actually going to help propel you, which allows for some really cool quick coverages. And Hawk is ending up finishing Golden Ridge with a time of 4:15, I believe that said. If it wasn't, I do apologize. HawkSam is now starting everyone's actual favorite chapter. So, almost said Celestial Resort. Mirror Temple. Mirror Temple is going to introduce the red balls, as well as these weird blocks that you'll see. You'll see some of them coming up right up here. Each one of those blocks that has a button in the middle. Let's see if he can get the skip real quick before I explain this. Very good, Hawk. You're intended to go left 2 screens and then ride one of those red balls back, but by doing a delayed, I believe it's Ultra, it allows you to completely skip that section. I want to say it's an Ultra. Ultra Dash, I apologize. So the concept of Mirror Temple is the Mirror Temple is basically just your regular temple, and then once you enter the mirror, I guess the best way to put it, it brings out your fears, which you'll see here in a little bit when the Seekers get introduced. You'll also see it at the end with Theo, which, by the way, Theo, best character. HawkSam is doing an intended developer skip right here, using the secondary. Doing that and keeping the key actually allows you to bury up ahead, but it saves a lot of time. So Hawk is getting close to the mirror section. I mentioned just a little bit ago. When you enter the mirror, you're going to play as a Seeker. You're actually going to go kill Madeline, and then Madeline is going to reappear, and Mirror Temple is going to take a turn for the worst. Looks like Felix is getting ready to end Golden Ridge. Yes, he is. On the last screen. Oh! Again, I feel so bad. Good job, Felix. Good recovery. In and out with a 508. HawkSam is now confronting Madeline. There are 4 cutscene skips here, which is basically Madeline arguing with Madeline about everything that's in. And now, as you can see right there, we're going to introduce a Seeker. Just in case I did not mention it earlier, the little pads right there that I did mention actually only move when you dash. You can use that to your advantage to get some major speed boost, cover long distances, by clipping off of them being thrown. The little red things, blue, sorry, that turn red are Seekers. Seekers are the same as Oshiro. They don't have any set RNG, but they don't actually have a set pattern. They will follow you. They have a set position in the room when you enter, and you can use that to your advantage, just like Hawk just did there to bounce off one, and he's going to do right here. Oh! Usually you would hold the wall up there, and the Seeker would hit the button going for you, but good recovery on it. They have set entries in the room, like that one. He's going to use it when he hit it to knock and hit this button for him. But they move throughout the room towards you. When they get near you, they turn red, and after a few seconds, they will charge. When they start charging, they can veer just slightly to be able to hit closer to where Madeline is. and as they approach you, the game will slow down. Seekers can be very annoying, but also very helpful. HawkSam is going to go for a probably several minute skip right here. Good job. So what he does is to get the key skip, which allows you to skip getting 2 keys, which are required to advance through there to get a bubble to ride that all the way back. If you face the if you're facing the right wall at the edge, sorry, the left wall at the edge, you dash right, but hold backwards and jump backwards. It allows you to do a reverse dash, and you'll get your dash back because you jump, and it will allow you to dash again to cover the entire section. And like I said, it's a several minute skip. It looks very complicated to begin with, and it can be a little tiring when you start to learn it, but it's a lot easier than what it looks like. HawkSam is entering the Theo section now. There's a lot of different things you can do. Let's see if he goes for it. Good job, Hawk. So instead of actually climbing Madeline up there, dashing down to hit the button like you just did right there, you actually can neutral jump with Theo and then throw Theo over and have Theo hit the button. Because whether it's you or Madeline, it still counts as the button being pressed. Which is the good thing about Celeste. There's a lot of different patterns, a lot of different rooms, and a lot of different ways you can take. But there's even more that you can do with Theo, because you can use Theo to your advantage in every room. Whether it be a quick recovery to hit a button that you wouldn't normally do because you missed something with the Seekers in your way. Good recovery right there. The one thing I did forget to mention also as well, the Seekers, when you actually jump on them, not only will it put them down and they can still be used to get you a speed boost, you actually get your dash back. Same thing as like a bumper. The only way to actually kill a Seeker is, as you can see when those move when you dash, if you actually have one of those hit, like the previous room, it will hit up, and if it gets a Seeker in between that wall, it will actually kill the Seeker permanently. Felix making good time catching up. He's getting ready to hit up key skip as well. HawkSam is in the second to last room. It's the last Theo room though. He's now in the last room, making really good time through it. Each one of those pulses from the eye actually push you backwards. Oh. And as I mentioned, that skip, if you don't time your second dash, like Felix did there, you can either go A too high or B too low, and both of those result in death. But even if you fail it a few times, it's still much, much better than trying to get the keys. Good recovery with that Seeker. That was, wow. Hawk is starting the second to last chapter, Reflections. Reflections is the basically coming together part. It's about two halves becoming whole is the best way to sum it up. Let's see if HawkSam's going to go for this. He got it! Oh, sweet. HawkSam, very good skip there. I was explaining, he just goes and skips a major portion. Lake skip has been known about for a while, but it's incredibly difficult. I'm not 100% sure who came up with a setup that's a lot more consistent, but it allows you to skip probably 15-20 seconds of having to go to the right and get a Kevin block, which I'll explain what a Kevin block does and what the feathers do here in a second. HawkSam's just blowing through this. So Kevin block is right here. A Kevin block where it's blue, if you hit the blue part, it will propel the Kevin block in the way that you dash to it. Let's see. Another little skip right here. So by neutral wall jumping up there, you can skip that part right there and getting a feather. Ooh, ouch. And it allows you just to climb up the entire wall. Neutral wall jump is where instead of holding a wall, you will jump with A or whatever button it is for jump, and you'll leave the controller's stick stationary. And then after you physically jump, you will direct the controller stick back over to where you are, and then let it go again, and it allows you to continually neutral wall jumping back and forth, going up without exerting any stamina. And if you're out of stamina, you can continue to climb a wall. HawkSam is making really good time just blowing through Reflections. The little cutscene that got skipped at the beginning, Reflections, basically introduces feathers. Feathers are basically, they can be bound inside of a bubble that you have to break with a dash, which a really good thing about them is if you actually touch them, you get your dash back. So even if you just, like, say, barely graze it, but you don't break it, you'll get your dash back and you'll be able to dash into them. Or they'll be stationary and all you have to do is run into them. When you start a feather, it allows you to fly for a set amount of time, and you can control the feather. As you see, he's weaving in and out with the feather. HawkSam opted to go to the lower strategy. Sorry, the lower route for this. Felix coming up to Reflections now, starting. Bumpers. Whenever you hit a bumper, it's the same thing as hitting a spring or a crystal. It'll restore you dash, but bumpers will also throw you off in the direction that you hit them. As you can see, that one was in a bubble right there. So he had to dash through that one, but that one wasn't. Hawk is now coming up to the beginning of the battling section. After this first screen right here, there's actually 3 developer-intended skips you can do. Let's see if Hawk goes for any of them. There's a strategy for the third one that I actually picked up watching and commentating the race. The first one right here, all you have to do is hold. Second one, dash, and then fall straight down. Third one's a little riskier. He's going to go for it. He went for it. If you actually, on the third one, don't feel comfortable, you can actually go up to that little counter up there, and it'll count as a checkpoint. You'll respawn up there. If you just try to do all 3 back-to-back and you fail, you have to redo all 3. HawkSam was making really good time, just blowing through the second part, though. Felix is making good time as well, trying to catch back up. What the? Okay, I've never seen that. That was really, Okay, Hawk. That was... when you start the battling section, it's basically an inner battle of wits, the best way to put it. You have to mentally fight with Battleline, who uses psychic powers, fires giant laser beams, which hopefully we won't see very many of, and also fires these little, like, tiny laser homing devices. Good explanation. You have to dash into her or jump into her. As long as you hit near her hitbox, the game does this, like, really weird thing where it pulls you in. Once you hit Madeline and the game registers it, it will not send you off in a random direction. It sends you off to a set point, regardless of which way you're holding it. Once you've been set off in that direction, you can dictate it and move around. But it can feel a little bit wonky when you're first starting and learning. Good dodge right there. The battling section has 2 parts. It's a little bit of a long section regardless. On the second section, she becomes a lot more aggressive, started using telekinetic powers to move blocks to kill you, as well as her strats becoming more aggressive. The rooms also become a little bit longer. Hawk is making really good time through it. Felix is making really good time catching up. Let's see if he goes through the 3 skips too. He did, very nice. On this spike right here, if you're actually quick enough, you can actually skip that laser beam section altogether and just dash through both of those. And Hawk is getting ready to come up to the second section of the battle and fight. Remember, you're not a mountain climber. As you can see now, the rocks are going to start moving a lot more aggressively, faster. Ooh, nice save there. Both players now in the battle and fight. And that's the thing with each one of these rooms. There are very fast strats you can do, be very dangerous. There's slower strats that still have a little bit of danger to them, but they're a lot safer than trying to go quick. And in a room like this, where it's long and it takes several seconds, it might be a better idea to, save 1 or 2 seconds and not die, and lose 4 to 8 seconds, not sections. Especially in a room like this. From a viewer standpoint, though, these are really cool sections to watch, especially when you see the players go really fast. HawkSam is actually on the final battle line room. And Hawk just basically came to terms. As I said, it's basically a coming to terms of the story. Madeline's going to level up and basically get a second dash, which can allow for even more abusive things with her dash. The ability to go faster. But that's a lot of fun to the game. Hawk's PB, as I mentioned, is 40.06, which I'm not 100% sure what his summits are. This could still be PB pace for Hawk. Felix's PB is 16.11. So Felix is looking like he's on very good pace for PB, especially at 5:45 during the second part of Battle and Fight. Very, very good pace. HawkSam is starting Summit. Madeline is the basically coming to terms part. Summit is final challenge, as you think about it. Each section is basically revisiting part and climbing the mountain. Instead of each one being a level now, each level is designed into a section. 500 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,500 meters, and so on and so forth. Battle-In at the end of Chapter 5 actually... Sorry, not the end of Chapter 5. Beginning of Chapter 6 actually throws you down off the mountain completely. So now, with her help, we're going to reclimb the mountain, hopefully in 11 minutes for a PB. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Making very good time. 52 seconds at 500 meters is really good. And Felix is on the second to last room of the Battle and Fight, so he's not very far behind. 500 meters is a reset of Forsaken City. Lots of spikes, lots of moving platforms. Felix on the last room in the Battle and Fight. Looking like a 15-minute summit to PB. He could PB by several minutes at this rate, to be 100% honest, with a good summit. Ooh, nice strat right there. Usually the is to do a diagonal right and then a straight up. But doing that strat actually was a little bit easier. What? What did Hawk just do? What was that? What? What? That was a very cool cycle skip. 1,000 meters is where we get to see more or less the jumping out of the dream blocks. As you'll see moving forward with this one, like coming out right now, it allows him to jump and wall jump right there. Felix done reflections, getting ready to start summon himself. As you can see, it allows for a lot of skips. He didn't do it. He went for the button. Right there, though, you can actually jump straight up to the block if you time your jump out of it. This section right here is just one of the many ways I mentioned back in Forsaken City that there's different routes that you can take. Doing this one's actually quicker and skips about 2 rooms. If I remember right. It's been a while since I actually looked it up how much it skips. Nice recovery by Hawk, though. And Felix blazing straight through the beginning. Nice save there. A really cool strat to show off. We'll see if Felix goes for it. You can actually go through 2 dream blocks if you touch them all right when you come out. If you dash diagonally there, you can actually go through both dream blocks with 1 dash. Hawk's now approaching 1,500 meters. Not approaching, he's inside 1,500 meters, which is a revid of Celestial Resort. No Urshiro on this part, but a lot of moving Dust Bunnies. See which way it goes. Like, see right there, you can go down or you can go up. So many possibilities, so little time. Good time, good time. Felix is blowing right through 500 meters. Let's see which way he goes. Good job. Through one of the longer rooms. HawkSam is going to hopefully be doing a skip up here. Skip saves just a little bit of time by skipping a room entirely. You see as he's going downwards. It allows you to do a wave dash off of there to skip the room instead of going down and getting the strawberry. It allows you to exit over here. HawkSam is now in the final battle in the room, which at... Oh! I shouldn't have said anything. Now I feel bad. HawkSam could potentially get sub 40 this run with a very, very good 2,000, 2,500 and summit moving forward. Felix is looking like he's going to get at least a few minute PB if he keeps this up, though. I'm trying not to curse it, I'm sorry. One thing that we didn't cover, if you actually leave a room, you'll get your dash back. Since we have 2 dashes now, we can abuse a little section right there, so to say. We can dash to the left, change the screen, get our dashes back, and that skip right there actually skips 2 rooms entirely. And it is a developer-intended area to visit for a strawberry, but we don't need strawberries now, do we? Let's see if HawkSam's going to go for the skip. Going for it. Very nice. Going to get the second part. Very nice auto-score skip. Oh, Felix got it. The double dream block that I mentioned, where you can dash through 2 dream blocks at once. Felix making good time. Jumping into 1,500 meters. While HawkSam is nearly done. Nice recovery there. Coming to the final section. Ooh. HawkSam is now approaching 2,500 meters, which is a revisit of... Sorry. I'm blank there. a revisit of Mirror Temple. Can't talk. Felix is nearly finished with 1,500 meters himself. The pace he's going, he could easily sub 45 this run. HawkSam is going for a somewhat trickier jump by doing 2 neutral jumps right here, which basically, it looks like a spike jump, but it's really not. The second one is... Oh, he got it. Awesome. It allows you to use both your dashes to get up there and get the key, which saves you having to go on the downward path, dodging a whole bunch of moving spike balls, and saves a good little chunk of time. Making good time. Everyone's favorite meme is coming up, though. See if he goes for this one. This skip right here, very nice, Hawk. It's a very hard skip to do. Nope, looks like he's not going to go for door skip. Nice time regardless. We'll see if Felix is going to go for the legendary door skip, the hardest trick in Celeste. Hawk is approaching 3,000 meters, which is the summit. Each one of the summits has 30... Sorry, the summit has 30 flags. Each one counts you down and acts as a checkpoint. So basically, instead of rooms, it's one giant area, and each flag is where you respawn if you hit them. HawkSam could still PB. He's approaching 37 minutes, 3 minutes 6 seconds summit for 3,000. Ooh. It's going to be very close. Felix is destroying 2500. Felix sits at a 4611. We could see a 44 from him at this rate. Easily. Ooh, nice recovery there. Ooh. Felix was able to recover that right there. Not getting enough momentum. HawkSam is coming up to the second part of Summit. Flag number 19. So instead of being downdrafts now, everything moving forward up to the final ones is now updrafts, which allows for a lot of really cool and impressive moving techniques. Hawk opting to take a little bit of safer strat right there, though, and save a dash. Ooh. It's okay. Felix is going for a little bit riskier strat that Hawk went for. Felix now moving. Oh, I should just stop commenting. I'm sorry. Is he going to go for door skip? Nope. Neither runner went for door skip. HawkSam approaching the final few checkpoints. Number 9. Oof. So it doesn't look like Hawk's going to be able to PB, but still a very, very good run regardless. Felix is still on track for a really, really good PB at this rate. Hawk's coming up to the final sections. Summit combines all of the previous mechanics that you've learned all together and just adds a bunch of spikes to it. Checkpoint number 2. He can still sub 41, which is an amazing time. See if he gets it. Checkpoint number 1. Good job, Hawk. Coming in for the victory. Or not victory, but flame on the mountain. Felix is at checkpoint number 22. Blowing through 3,000 meters. Holy crap. So HawkSam finished a time of, what was it? I did not catch it, I'm sorry. 40-47, so still a really good run, not very far off the PB. Good job, Hawk. Looks like Felix is coming up to the last section here. He might be able to sub 44 at the rate he's going, which could be a 2-minute plus PB for him. Felix is coming up on the last part. Let's see. Oh, I need to stop talking when good. I feel so bad. Let's see if he's going to go for it. Nope. Using the updraft right there, you can actually bounce around the spikes without having to go over that crystal. He did skip the checkpoint, though. Let's see if he skips this checkpoint, too. Nope, he got this one. Coming up on the final home stretch for Felix. Checkpoint number 6. Felix has blown the summit away. Looking like he's going to finish with a sub-13 summit. I should really stop talking. He's doing so good that I don't want to jinx it. Summit is by far the longest section of any of the levels. Like, you'll spend a good majority of your run here. So, a time like this for one level is really good. Barely missing the sub 44, but still, it's going to be a wonderful PB. Almost 2 minutes. Very nice job to Felix. Both runners finished with a really barely missing PB by about 30 seconds. See if we can get Felix and HawkSam in here for a quick interview. Looks like we do have both of them.
Hello?
Oh, can you hear us, guys? Or
Hello. Hello. GG, Felix.
GG.
I cannot hear them. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Come on, Zian. You can do it.
What if I move a little closer?
Oh, well,
right. Try saying something real quick now.
Hello, hello, hello.
Dang, I still can't hear either one of them.
Oh, well, at least we can hear everyone. So, how was the run, Felix?
The first half was butts. I think up to chapter 4, everything was time loss, and then golds from then on. How about you?
Ooh, sweet. Everything was alright except for chapter 4 and the summit, but then again, everyone's gonna have problems with the summit usually.
Yeah, I apologize to everyone viewing. I apologize to both runners, but I can't hear either one of them. I can see they're talking, but I can't hear them. I don't understand it. I'm so confused.
We're gonna be taking over the control here.
40-47, that's like super close.
I can't even hear them with headphones.
Rip. So that's
I mean, I guess I could ask them questions. I mean,
too many PBs.
Technical issues. I'm not ready for this. I'll say it again though, guys, and I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off. You both did very, very good jobs with this run. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take over, you guys can talk real quick because I can't hear either one of you. I'm okay with that, and I apologize to everyone viewing. I mean, yeah, unless you want me to type out every question.
Well, I guess that's about it for me. What about you, Felix? Any last words?
Thank you to... I'm gonna butcher this, but Zayon, 97 for the comms. GG's again. That was fun. It's like 3 PBs in races out of 4 races I've done now.
Ooh, nice. So the next one is gonna be sub 44.
Yeah, I skipped 45 completely, so we'll just go for 40, right?
Exactly, and that sounds about right.
How about you?
I would just want to get sub 40. Then my goal is gonna be pretty much complete when it comes to Celeste. But we'll see where these tournament races are gonna lead me to.
That's fair. How many do you have left?
I think I have 3 more races, yeah.
So you got some time. You got some time to PBs and races.
Yeah. Got enough to put into the practice. How about you? You got like 2 races left?
Yeah, I got 2 next week. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Best of luck.
Best luck to you as well. I want to say thank you to Zian as well for the commentaries and the amazing job that Speed Gaming has been doing all this time. Yeah, that's about it from me.
Absolutely. Yep. See you guys later. Thank you again. Thanks, Speed Gaming. There's probably more Celeste coming up. We're gonna see if we can get Zion to do the proper sign off.
Yeah. All right, see y'all.
All right, guys. So I think as again, we find give them each a G. Had times very good PB from Felix again, really close to PB from Hawks, which when you think about it, when you're in a non-resetless run, that's really good, especially at the sub 40 level. If you did enjoy watching them race, go ahead and give each one of them a follow. And looks like we're going to be signing off from here. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed the race. Everyone have a wonderful night or day, depending on where you're at. Take care, everybody.